Will everyone please stand for the national anthem is sung by our madrigal and concert choirs under the direction of Miss Evelyn Chouette. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Absolutely awesome rendition. And it is now my pleasure to introduce our preeminent Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Susan Servalik.
Thank you, Dr. Barrett. Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Barrett, Central Office administrators, faculty, parents, grandparents, family members, friends, and of course, members of the Farmington High School graduating class of 2007. Good evening. As your Superintendent of Schools, it is my pleasure to officially welcome you to this 2007 graduation of Farmington High School. I am pleased to join you today to celebrate this important milestone and to spend a few minutes reflecting with you about the significance of this graduating class of 2007 and opportunities for success beyond high school. As this is a dignified ceremony, we ask your indulgence that there be no air horns or whistles, and we appreciate if you turn off your cell phones. Again, I thank you for your cooperation. To the graduates, today we celebrate an important milestone in your life. Your high school graduation is a significant accomplishment, and we are all very proud of you. But these commencement exercises represent more than the completion of your formal schooling. They also represent for you a new beginning. Hence the term commencement exercises, the beginning of the next stage of your life as an adult. But to start, let's begin by reflecting on what and who has contributed to this important milestone. Certainly, it wouldn't have happened if it weren't or wasn't for the contributions of some very important people. First, the Farmington Public School District is an important component in your success. It is represented here today by the Board of Education, the faculty, and staff. Thus, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the members of the Farmington Board of Education who are with us today. These outstanding citizens are committed to providing the students of the Farmington and Farmington Hills communities with an outstanding education for our young people. I would ask you to hold your applause until all the board members have been introduced. Karen Bolson, President of the Board. Howard Wallach, Vice President. Frank Reed, Secretary. Priscilla Briette, Treasurer. Debbie Brower, Trustee. Sheila Clay, Trustee. Gary Sharp, Trustee. Please join me in giving these fine citizens a round of applause. In addition to the Board of Education, the faculty and staff of the Farmington Public Schools have played a vital role in your success. I'm pleased to introduce to you members of the Central Office Administration who provide support to the overall operations of the school district so that every student can achieve success. Again, please stand as I call your name and hold your applause until the end. Dr. Catherine Cost, Assistant Superintendent for Instructional Services. David Ruland, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. Esther Lee Michelson is actually working and making this all happen as we speak. She is the Executive Director of Safe Schools and Student Services. Mary Reynolds, Executive Director of Business Services. Dr. Samir Haddad, Executive Director of Instructional Equity and Support Services. Diane Bauman, Director of School and Community Relations. And Michelle Harmala, Director of Special Education. Please give these fine individuals a round of applause. Since coming to Farmington High, you've also been served by outstanding teachers, counselors, and support staff. Many of them are here today to pay tribute to you. I'm going to ask that they all stand on the stage at once, and we give them a big round of applause. Graduates, the teachers, please stand. And the Farmington High School administration has also made significant contributions to your success by ensuring that you have outstanding teachers, multiple opportunities to be involved in your school, a deep and rich curriculum that has placed Farmington High in the top high schools in the United States in Newsweek's magazine's annual poll, and this past year, Farmington High was featured in Time magazine's article, How to Build a Student for the 21st Century, as one of the few high schools preparing students for our new 21st century world. Thus, it's my pleasure to introduce to you and to the audience your principal, Dr. John Barrett. Please stand. Assistant principals, Mr. Robert Crawford and Mr. Aaron Johnson. Please give them a round of applause. I would also like you to recognize your senior class advisors, Kirsten Allen and Linda George. If they would also stand and be recognized. Finally, we need to recognize some other very important people. These are your first and your lifelong teachers, your parents. Your parents have taught you the basic lessons you will need throughout your life. They've encouraged you not to give up when you've failed. They've given you focus, set limits when you needed them, and provided you with unconditional love and support so that you have the tools you need to successfully navigate the next part of your life's journey. So today is a very special day for your parents as they take great pride in what you've done to this point and look forward with optimism to what will become the next phase of your life. We also would like to extend a special thank you and tribute to those parents whose last child is graduating. Would you please stand so we can thank you for the support you have given to those over the years. One of my favorite quotations is from Gandhi. Be the change you want to see in the world. I believe this quote is exemplified in the book and more recently, the movie, The Freedom Writer's Diary. I hope many of you have read the book or had the opportunity to see this inspirational movie. It's the incredible real-life account of the journal entries of 150 so-called at-risk potential high school dropouts from Long Beach, California, a diverse urban suburb outside of Los Angeles, and their naive first-year English teacher, and how these teens, through their writing, changed themselves and the world around them. Their teacher, Erin Gruwell, came from a privileged background far removed from the world the students she was assigned to teach. Yet together they were able to cross the great divides of culture, language, religion, class, and income to create a force for good within themselves that changed their world forever. The story begins with these so-called at-risk students as ninth graders, and like our graduates today, concludes with their graduation from high school, with all 150 of the students entering college in the fall. Through their 4 years of high school, a metamorphosis occurs. They start off disaffected, disconnected, angry, engaged in gangs, and isolated within their own ethnic and racial groups. But after reading the Diary of Anne Frank and raising funds for a readathon for tolerance, they arranged to meet Miep Gies, the courageous Dutch woman who sheltered, much to her own peril, Anne Frank and her family in her home during the Holocaust. Then the students read Zlata's diary, A Child's Life in Sarajevo, the real-life diary of a child growing up in war-torn Bosnia. They decide to write letters inviting Zlata Filipovic to come to California, and amazingly, she does. Meeting her, they discover that Zlata, who is also 15 years old, is no different than they are. She likes the same music, the same clothes, and shares the same interests. This is when it becomes clear to them that they would carry Anne's and Zlata's message of tolerance as their cause. They learned from Zlata and Miep Gies that ordinary people, just like themselves, can do courageous things to make the world a better place. Taking the name Freedom Writers from the Freedom Riders of the 1960s Civil Rights Movement, they learn to become the change they want to see in the world. The book ends as the Freedom Writers prepare for graduation. One student writes, "Graduation is just around the corner, and I feel like this fake smile has molded into my skin. I'm torn between happiness and sadness, like something has got a hold of my heart and is pulling it in two different directions. No matter which way I go, it seems like the other side is tugging harder." So just like today's graduating class of 2007, the Freedom Writers were feeling very excited about the next phase of their lives, but sad to leave the world of high school and friends behind. Just like you, they were forever changed. They had been through 4 years together where they worked, studied, learned, laughed, and cried together, and overcame enormous obstacles to graduate, and then go on to graduate from college, all 150 of them. They left an incredible legacy through hard work, courage, and determination, and their fight against intolerance continues to live on. As you leave high school and enter the next phase of your life, I hope you will keep the spirit of the Freedom Writers alive in you. Become the change you want to see in the world by giving back, getting involved in a cause you care about, or volunteering to support something you believe in. In closing, Meg Wheatley, one of my favorite and well-known writers and consultants, in one of my very favorite books that she's written, called Turning to One Another, says the simplest way to begin making a change is to start talking to each other about what we truly care about and listening to each other's stories. In her words, ask what's possible, not what's wrong. Keep asking. Be brave enough to start a conversation that matters. Invite in everybody who cares to work on what's possible. Remember, you don't fear people whose story you know. Real listening always brings people closer together. Trust that meaningful conversations can change your world. So, to the class of 2007, just like the freedom riders of the 1960s and the freedom writers of today, I believe you have the vision to go forward, balanced with hope and optimism that will translate into a genuine commitment to make this a better world. Through personal acts of kindness, community service, listening to each other's stories, and by setting a good example for others who follow. You have been well served by your families, your school, and your community. I know you will do great things. Best wishes and congratulations, Farmington High School class of 2007. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Vera Vutli, president of your senior class.
With writing this speech being way up there on the list of hardest things I've ever had to do in my life, I struggled to come up with a way to appropriately begin this. At first, I pondered the idea of quoting the remarkable Martin Luther King Jr. and declaring, free at last, thank God Almighty we are free at last. But then I realized that that wouldn't be a sincere representation of my feelings about high school. I know we furiously counted down the days to any of our breaks and knew down to the minute when we would officially be done. But now that we've been done for 2 weeks and are considered visitors in our own building, I've realized how much I'm truly going to miss FHS. It was the perfect end to a long journey. It all began a whopping 13 years ago when we entered the halls of an elementary school only to create some of our most everlasting memories. Magical days of Red Rover, basketball on the blacktop, swinging on the monkey bars, and boys chasing girls during recess. The 6 years flew by quickly, and we were off to middle school, the most awkward phase of any preteen's life. We all battled the puberty monster, and our interests shifted. Now we are into dances, what we look like, and the girls were the ones doing the chasing. After 3 short years, it was time to move on to the halls of Farmington High. I vividly remember being overcome with a massive case of the butterflies. Not knowing what to expect and the prospect of change were too much for my stomach to handle all at once. Meanwhile, in the back of everyone's head was the undying question that had been haunting us forever, which was, what are you going to do with your life? So high school was the time for us to venture out and find the answer to that question. Freshman year, we made it a point to join different sports teams, community service groups, and other extracurriculars. In the midst of all that, many of us were lucky enough to form a core group of friends that we were able to fall back on. In 10th grade, with acclimation came a more laid-back attitude, unlike junior year, which was synonymous with testing, exams, and the word stress. All 314 of us did it together and made it out alive, somehow. Then August 2006 finally rolled around, and we were the top dogs, starting our stuff in the hallways, being the loudest at pep assemblies, and counting down the seconds to spring break. Looking back at everything, words cannot begin to describe my appreciation for each person that has helped me. In fact, it would cheat them from the proper praise that they deserve. So today I stand before you as a reflection of each little thing my parents, family, friends, classmates, teachers, and school have done for me. The only way I can thank you all is to uphold the morals you've instilled in me. You've helped me learn to embrace change and realize that so many others share this fear of the unknown with me. And on graduation day, another thing we share is the understanding that to find our passions and answer that ominous question, we must step beyond the tight, comfortable confines of our abilities and expose ourselves once more to the vulnerability of trial and error. But this time, as we delve into unfamiliar activities, we have the self-assurance, backed by years of support, to attempt the experiment in order to formulate a future, our future. So my fellow graduates, I leave you here with one request, and that is to try to spend each day of your life finding the limit of your potential, if there is one. And now, you can all breathe a sigh of relief. We did it!
And now another selection by our madrigal and concert choirs. Our amazingly talented choir and orchestra. Give them another round of applause. They deserve it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, family members and friends. It is my distinct honor to present the Farmington High School 2007 graduating class for certification by the Board of Education. I would also like to recognize the staff here today. We have the most staff on stage, I think, of any school in the area, and that's a tribute to you. And 7 of them are so depressed that you are graduating that they decided to retire. I would like those 7 members to stand up right now. Hold your applause until they're all standing. Mr. Robert Fluter, Mrs. Margie Gagnick, Mrs. Paula Roan, Mr. Merlin Trausch, Mr. Dennis Zaleski, and Mrs. Gloria Cunningham. Let's give them a big round of applause. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Robert Kovar, principal of Power Middle School, is here to see you off. Well, we've had lots of graduations here at CompuWare Arena, and what makes the class of 2007 any more special than any other graduation class? Is it because you've taken more honors and AP classes than any class in previous FHS history? Could be. You actually broke the school record for the number of students taking AP exams. Or is it because more of you are wearing silver service cords than any other previous year in our history? Over 100 students earned service cords this year, another record. Or is it because you've won more sports trophies this year than in most other years? In fact, the winning continued yesterday as the boys' baseball team won the district championship. Girls softball came very close, and Stephen Byers finished 5th in the state in the long jump. Or maybe it's your sense of humor. The talent show this year was led by 4 very funny and bright senior MCs, Nick Bryn-Gardner, Matt Higley, Caitlin Marshall, and Vera Vulai, even though they made fun of my mustache. Or maybe it was the dynamism of your class leaders who seemed to invent a new activity almost every other week to keep everyone entertained. In fact, I counted over 25 activities this year, from open mic nights to hot dog eating contests to powder puff football games. Other groups like the art and the tech departments created major works like the Falcon Forest mural project that's in our lobby to the hovercraft created by the engineering students that's taking flight tomorrow, I hear. My guess is that what makes this class so great is all of these attributes and more. A sense of positiveness, a sense of caring for your friends, and an awareness that you can make a difference. For example, you helped raise money for cancer research in the Relay for Life walk held just a couple of weeks ago and collected a record amount of money. You gave blood this year, and we generated more donations than the Red Cross ever expected. Our Diversity Club Reach organized a series of discussions on topics ranging from affirmative action to clarifying misconceptions about Muslims. And the proceeds from open mic night and the hot dog eating contest went to scholarships and charities, and there's just lots more examples. As you move on in life, these are all qualities that you'll need not only to maintain, but to expand upon. Because the world you're going out to is not only challenging, it's unfortunately a very hostile place. In some ways, FHS is like a cocoon, protecting you from the outside world. And even though you've gone on an incredible number of field trips, even to foreign countries, as we tried to give you a glimpse of the outside world, your average day was in a pretty protected environment. In college and in life, there are no warning bells, no progress reports, no hall passes or hall monitors or assistant principals to chase you down if you drift off the path. But even though you're out of the cocoon now, I am sure it feels great to sleep in and stay up as long as you want, any night you want. There are newer and even bigger challenges just around the corner. And hopefully what you've learned at Farmington High, both in knowledge and in discipline, have prepared you to be able to face these new challenges. You've changed a lot in the ways you've come here since you were freshmen. In June of 2003, most of you came over from the day from Power Middle School, Dunkel, East, even Our Lady of Sorrows as part of our moving up day. You came with 8th graders to meet your new teachers, to find out about your classes, also to find out if the upperclassmen were going to beat you up, but they never did. I can vividly remember some of you as freshmen. There were a few of you that always seemed to be angry, always getting sent to the office. This went on for 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden, senior year, you just seemed to grow up. There were more smiles, less anger, and a more positive attitude on the faces of Casey Madison, Chris Glenn, Joe Lewack, and Brian Mays. Maturity finally set in. Almost. But there are some who never seem to change, like the 7 of you who had 4.0 GPAs for all 4 years of high school. Colleen Budd, Caitlin Marshall, Aaron Matthews, Saruthi Renati, Anna Shepard, Kyle Weinfurther, and Eric Hoppanimi. In fact, Eric got so many awards at Reflections the other night, we probably should name a hallway after him. But even though many of you had great grades every year, you changed in more subtle ways, like expanding your leadership skills or becoming more confident and outgoing. All of you have made changes in your behavior, your outlook on life, and your attitude toward each other. As I talked to some of you about your college and career choices, I was impressed by how many chose careers that were involving services to others, teaching, the military, medicine, research, international relations, even engineering to help design new devices to help make the world a better place to live. You are living in probably the most exciting times in human history. The world is exploding with opportunity and bursting with knowledge, but it is also very unequal, very unstable, and some say very unsustainable at the rate that we are using up our natural resources. If you read the daily paper or the weekly news magazines or watch the major TV news channels, there just seems to be a lot of anxiety and despair in the world. So how do you handle all of this and keep your sanity? Well, I think one of the answers may be with the people who are wearing those 100 silver honor cords representing community service. Those cords represent time spent helping others. Just recently, former President Clinton spoke at the University of Michigan's commencement program, as well as the U of M President Mary Sue Coleman, and both of them urged graduates to become engaged with the world around them, to help end inequality and instability. Becoming engaged can be as simple as tutoring a second grader, being a big brother or big sister to someone, delivering meals to senior citizens, coaching a soccer team, mentoring a niece or a nephew, helping clean up a local park, or raising money to help cancer victims. When you find your own unique way to help share your compassion, know that you will make a difference and that you will make the world a better place. This is one area of your life you can control. Some say start simple. Kiss your parents, hug your brother, sister, and relatives, anybody who came with you here today. Write a letter to a friend or a relative you haven't seen in a while. Take some of the money you spend on yourself and give just a little bit to charity. We all have the capability to reach out to others, and many of you are already doing that and have done that for years. A true story that I came across in a magazine a couple of years ago, I think captures the spirit of reaching out to others. It occurred at a Special Olympics contest, and here's the story. For the 100-yard dash, there were 9 contestants, all of them so-called physically or mentally challenged. All 9 of them assembled at the starting line, and at the sound of the gun, they took off. But one little boy didn't get very far. He stumbled and fell and hurt his knee and began to cry. The other 8 children heard the boy crying. They slowed down, turned around, and ran back to him. Every one of them ran back to him. And one little girl with Down syndrome bent down and kissed the boy and said, "This will make it better." The little boy got up, and he and the rest of the runners linked their arms together and joyfully walked to the finish line. They all finished the race at the same time, and when they did, everyone in the stadium stood up and clapped and whistled and cheered for a very long, long time. People who were there are still telling this story with delight. And you know why? Because deep down, we know that what matters in this life is more than just winning for ourselves. What really matters is helping others win too, even if it means slowing down and changing our course now and then. William Penn, the founder of Pennsylvania, long known for his religious tolerance, said, "If there is any kindness I can show or any good thing I can do for any fellow human being, let me do it now and not neglect it, as I shall not pass this way again." If we all followed this advice, there might be not the violence and intolerance that we see around us. Thank you, and good luck. I would like to now introduce Karen Bolson, President of the Board of Education.
Thank you, Dr. Barrett. Greetings, students, families, faculty, administration, and fellow board members. I'm especially honored to address you today, for I too am a graduate of Farmington High School, a Falcon of the class of 1974. Seems like only yesterday to me, but probably a long time ago to you. This is an occasion filled with such pride and emotion. It is truly a day of transition from many years of growth. You will be moving into a new world of hopes and dreams as you walk through the doors of CompuWare as graduates this evening. Students, you, your families, and our staff have worked hard to achieve the accomplishments you've made. Celebrate these successes and honor your past, and embrace the future. Change can be scary, but very exciting. While you still have the love and support of all of us, you'll be facing more independent choices than you ever have before. More than anything, rely on what's inside of you, to meld with the world, to live a happy, fulfilled life. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. This is a time of celebration, a time for gifts and sharing. Today, I wish to share a cherished gift with you that was given to me on my 13th birthday. In the same vein as Emerson, contemplating what lies within us, this gift has always been a reminder of what should lie within me. In celebration of my first birthday as a teenager, my brother and my hero, Hank, wrote me a letter with some simple yet sound thoughts. He was 22 at the time when he wrote this note, a North Farmington graduate. His message was simple. However, Hank never knew at the time he wrote that letter the impact it would have on the rest of my life. He died in a car accident 11 months later. Nearly 38 years hence, I still cherish his words and use them as a guideline. I would like to share them with you as you begin a new phase of your life. His words of wisdom to me were, I am giving you some brotherly advice, which I think will help you enjoy life and appreciate it to a fuller extent. He went on to write, a few facets of life which I consider extremely worthwhile are love, education, sincerity, hard work, integrity, and the appreciation of others. Please remember these, Karen, your loving brother, Hank. Let's take just a few minutes to ponder his thinking. Love is vital to our existence. Without love and appreciation for others, life's material successes are empty and meaningless. A full and happy life is so much more than how much money you earn, how many degrees you have, or how many honors are bestowed upon you. I don't mean to discount any of those achievements. They're all admirable and often desirable parts of a successful life. But in our fast-paced world today, we sometimes lose sight of the fullness in life, of the importance of the relationships we make with friends, siblings, parents, and other loved ones. I agree with Mrs. Servalik as she mentioned in her speech, turning to one another is vital to the world. Education, it is the gateway to your future. Learning need not be confined to classrooms or universities and to the early years of life. You must explore learning forever, in books and newspapers, in conversation with trusted colleagues, and with those who seem different in appearance or in opinion from you. Engage all your senses in learning by appreciating art, music, and nature. Search to broaden your thoughts and the thoughts of others. There is so much to learn, and as you build your basis of knowledge, reevaluating what you once thought is a constant struggle and a joy. Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. stated, "Man's mind, once stretched by a new idea, never regains its original dimension." Educated men and women are not necessarily those with the most degrees, but those who seek knowledge until their days are done. We encourage you to do both. Seek degrees and formal knowledge, and be informal learners for the rest of your life, however old you are and wherever you are. Sincerity was my brother's third thought. Sincerity is underrated. In this world of awesome, I find myself pausing when I close a note or letter with the phrase sincerely. In some ways, it seems old-fashioned or boring, but it is still appropriate because it is important to mean what you say and say what you mean in a kind but honest way. That, to me, is sincerity. Hard work. Find your passions and love what you do. Then hard work is fun and a joyous part of life, rather than laborious time spent doing what you're supposed to do to earn a paycheck. That doesn't mean that on the quest to this passionate work, there won't be segments of jobs that aren't tedious and annoying. Nothing in life is a perfect fit immediately. We need to grow into our work and make our career what we find rewarding. Integrity was the final concept Hank shared with me in his special letter. Integrity has two meanings. Incorruptibility is the first. Being honest and standing up for what you think is right, evident strong character. Secondly, integrity or integration, as in the thought of unity or completeness, support the concept of developing your whole self, making sure life is fun and meaningful while you strive for success. Love and appreciation of others, the importance of education, integrity, sincerity, and hard work are important concepts that my brother shared. But even more importantly, he took the time to share them with me. He gave me the gift of a lifetime by writing that note. Without him here to tell me, I've known for 38 years that he cared about me and loved me. It made a huge difference in my life as I faced the teenage years without him by my side as a friend. I tell this story to you because I want you to realize the importance of not waiting to tell those you love how you feel. We never know the twists and turns life holds before us, and you may not have the chance in the future. So take the opportunity now and throughout your life to nurture your loved ones and make a difference in their lives as my brother made in mine. You and your parents have been shaping what should lie within you throughout the last 18 years. As you grow and mature and develop your fortitude as an adult, make a conscious effort to gauge your progress against what you think should lie within you to develop a full and happy life. Take time to reflect on who you are and who you want to be. As our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, once said, "In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years." So congratulations and blessings to you, our graduates, and your families. And finally, what you've all been waiting for, on behalf of the Board of Education and the entire Farmington School District, by the powers invested in me, I hereby declare the class of 2007 of Farmington High School to be officially graduated.
We will now start with the roll call.
They come up this side? Right up in front? Okay. Vera Vulai. Kelly Marie McElroy. Ariel Aisha Forbes. Chelsea Brooke Dana. Matthew David Ochtemeyer. Lauren Elizabeth Adams. Erica Joyce Lynn Marie Ahmad. Charles Michael Alderi. Kelly Jordan Alexander. Julianne Marie Alamang. Colleen Rose Allmeyer. David Robert Amos. Heather Janelle Anderson. Leslie Marie Anderson. Leah Ann Anthony. William Awad. Brian Matthew Bailing. Devin Javon Bailey. Jennifer Rose Baker. Jordan Eric Berry. Brittany Marie Basie. Robert Andrew Baskin. Kimberly K. Boffman. Caitlin Rose Bodden. Brian Asher Bell. Lisa Joan Bentz. Sarah Elizabeth Bernier. Christopher Adam Birschbach. Stephanie K. Burrell. Nicholas J. Bissett. Matthew Gerald Blackmer. Lauren Dale Blevins. Lindsay Ariel Bliss. Adam Christopher Boyden. Christopher Patrick Bruhan. Nicholas J. Bringardner. Jillian Rose Brown. Colleen Lauren Budd. Kelly Rebecca Burgess. Keith Daniel Button. Stephen James Byers. Mark Daniel Capo. Kevin Christopher Carfagno. Jerry D'Angelo Carpenter Jr. John T. Cashmore. Alicia Annette Channel.
Kartikeya Chaudhry. Kelly Janelle Shavers. Anuvrat Chopra. Jason Anthony Krumka. Kurt Joseph Sykos. Kristen Nicole Cliff. Kelly Lynn Koba. Alvin De Laurenti Coleman. Jenna Lee Collins. Terrell Leonard Cooks. Carolyn Grace Cooley. Michael Clayton Kuhnfer. Amy Nicole Cooper. Kelly Brianna Costix. Jordan Thomas Castu. Kevin Alexander Craig. Nicole Dale. Ian Tuma Davis. Jessica Christine DeAngelis. Lisa DeVukai. Quentin Pascal DeSager. Shivali Desai. Danielle Lynn Desjardins. Anne Christina Diorio. Jessica Ray Dillard. James Scott Gerald Dixon. Alexander Stewart Dobbs. Robert Patrick DeLucky Jr. Eric Michael Dorsch. Gregory Saunders Dreyer. Martin Raymond Duarte. Alexa Caitlin Dunn. Benjamin Daniels Durnell. Andrew Joseph Dwyer. Nicholas Scott Eason. Michael Julian Edwards. Tobias D. Idness. Sarah Diane Eklov. Jeffrey Russell Ellis. Lauren Alina Elster. Olympia Angela Escamilla. Lauren Kelly Evola.
Namra Faruqi. Aaron Daniel Feliciano. Kenneth Theo Felton. Jonathan Leslie Fensky. Eric William Figursky. Marco Stephen Finch. Casey Leanne Finney. Jill Marie Fleck. Clarice Kanai Ford. Cassandra Ann Fossen. Stephanie V. Gadsby. Shalini Ganaparetti. Andrew James Garapi. Quinn Leanna Garland. Kristen Marie Gee. Nicholas Paul George. Stephen Edward Gibson. Taran DeVry Gilliam. Jessica John Gillis. Francesca Jaloshai. Christopher Taylor Glenn. Crystal Anna Goichai. Alex Leland Goldberg. Carrie Allison Greaves. Catherine Lee Green. Thomas Gerard Greenwood. Cece Gua. Brent Allen Guyette. Emily Ann Hoppala. Eric Stout Hapanimi. Eric Thomas Haas. Lauren Marie Haas. Kathleen Nicole Hay. Jason Adam Heist. Matthew Joseph Henning. Amanda Lynn Henriksen. Kelsey Ann Herman. Sean Daniel Hurley. Matthew Leaf Higley. Robert Taylor Hiltz. Suzanne Hippler. Joshua Seth Hirsch.
Catherine Diane Holscher. Charles Dwight Howard. Anthony James Howes II. Kenneth Daniel Illich. Russell Ryan Ivanette. Finn Yeager. Ashley Nicole Johnson. Brian Alexander Jones. Jasmine Lachey Jones. Kirsty Ann Jones. Samantha Ryan Judd. Michael Anthony Yunshai. Emily Ray Justice. Sarah Elizabeth Kaberline. Alan Adib Cadado. Natalie Gabrielle Kahn. Brandon Robert Kay. Colton Kazakos. Brianne Carey Kiesling. Erin Elizabeth Keon. Marden Namik Karamov. Gilbert Russell Nye. Edwin Arthur Knobloch Jr. Timothy Paul Kolbasa. Susan Frances Marie Komrosky. Terry William Konarski. Samantha Nicole Kramer. Sharmila Kulkarni. Nicholas Eric Kutula. William Henry Lacey III. Julie Nicole Lambert. Andrew Scott Lance. Nico Dela Cruz Lauchua. Michael Robert Lipinski. Kevin Albert Leonard. Kelsey Ann Lindblad. Jack David Linkus. Joseph E. Lewack. Tiffany Monique Love. Michael Allen Ludke. Thomas Warren Luxon. Colleen Kara Lyons. Alexandra Mychuk. Emily Ann Mackey. Rebecca Christine Mann.
Stephanie Diana Manugian. Kevin Thomas Marble. Justin Andrew Marcus. Caitlin Ann Marshall. William D. Martell. Alyssa Chantel Martin. Harvard James Martin. Kelly Denise Mason. Kristen Lee Mason. Nicholas Paul Mediega. Casey Adam Madison. Erin Kathleen Mathis. Brian Jeffrey Mays. Kirsten Jane McAllister. Emma Catherine McCarthy. Megan Kristen McDougall. Caitlin Claire McKenna. Morgan Richmond McPeak. Mallory Brooke Merchant. Shanna Marie Miles. Corinne Ashley Miller. Laura Margaret Miller. Arini Miriala. Adam John Mitchell. Blaze Maia Mitchell. Bernie Arlington Mitchum. Michael Robert Moore. Logan Lee Morgan. Gotcha. We'll get here. Lauren Elizabeth Morris. Bert. Caitlin Marie Mauser. Ellie Elizabeth Mertland. Matthew Robert Mylart. Erin Elizabeth Newton. Danielle Marie Nichols. Clara Marie Nordstrom. Jonathan Michael Nowak. Anthony Oliver Jr. Angela Marie Ozar. Aaron Joseph Ozamek. Alexandria Rachel Parker. Whitney Nicole Parker. Jay Kishore Patel. Dana E. Peacock. Jasmine Denise Peterson. Hillary Lauren Patella. Okay, all yours, Zeke.
Michelle Marie Pitt. Karthik Paradeep Prabhu. Eric Ryan Rado. Lauren Renee Ransley. Elizabeth Catherine Ratzloff. Saruthi Renati. Lauren Danielle Richmond. Allison May Reith. Taylor Lee Robinson. Mark Edward Rodriguez. Sarah Jenny Rollins. Danielle Marie Roma. Anne Madeline Obenza Rojas. Kevin Michael Rutan. Michael Height Ryder. Paige Elizabeth Sari. Swati Sahila.
Christian Salcedo.
Christian Arturo Salcedo. Spencer Lewis Schroer. Catherine Adele Scott. May Sadiki. Diana Marie Segovia. Eva Elisa Sellers. Catherine Alice Sheehan. Anna Jeanette Shepard. Kyle Justin Chernoff. Kristen Marie Schob. Kyle Jonathan Schob. Max Daniel Siskoski. Alexandra Hart Slater. Spencer David Small. Kristen Lee Smotter. Hold on. Wait. Amber Dawn Smith. Andrea Marie Smith. Eric Michael Smith. Caitlin Patricia Smith. Robin Lynn Smith. Alexandra Solomon. Philip Bradley Sontag. Stephen Michael Stahl. Victoria Lynn Stahl. Joseph Anthony Stenai.
David Michael Starling. Caitlin Ray Stewart. Cameron Eric Stockard. Rodion Stolyar. Heather Lynn Stulak. Josefa Abbas Taki. Michael Robert Tartaglia. Randall John Tartaglia. Michael Douglas Thompson. Harshitha Thota. Carly Gabrielle Todd. Luke Alfred Tomlinson. Laura Jean Trevisan. Alexandria Nicole Trimner. John Troost. Michael James Truitt. Brandon Edward Tubeck. Solomon Harding Tucker II. Muhaddin Akram Turk. Callie Ann Vadnais. Paul Louis Vayner. Joshua Aaron Vallander. Allison Marie Vile. Ariel Jewel Vincent Taylor. Kelly Rose Voigt. Asham Wadera. Dr. Barrett's going to come and get him. Remind Dr. Barrett. Kristen Lee Waxmansky. No, wait, Joe, Doc, come up here. Dr. Barrett's going to come and get you. You're going to come and get Joe. Remember? Hello. Ready, Joe? Joseph James Walker. Whitney Dawn Wallen. Lucas Akeem Waganust. Dana Hope Weimar. Kyle James Weinfurther. Jessica Elizabeth Weiss. Derek Russell Wesh. April Michelle Wisnott. Nicole Marie White. I'm sorry. Noelle Marie White. Jessica Judith Williams. Richard Lee Winfrey. TJ Wolfgram. Jessica Lynn Wummel. Ashe Sunil Yande. Alan James Yee. Ryan Michael Zalewski. And last but not least, Joey Rutger Zuer.
And now, graduates of the class of 2007, since the reign of England's King Henry VIII in the 15th century, individuals who have completed formal study have been entitled to wear a scholarly cap and gown symbolizing their accomplishments. From this cap, your mortarboard hangs a tassel. It has special significance and tradition as it represents your transition from student to graduate. Will the class of 2007 please rise? At this time, please move your tassel from the left to the right side of your cap, signifying your graduation. Will the audience please stand and recognize our graduates. I have a note for parents before we start our recessional. Parents, please meet the graduates at the reserved canopied area located at the northwest corner of the parking lot. Graduates are not allowed to be back up on the top level of the arena. And now Mr. Steele and Mr. Banks, our recessional leaders.